The Power Engineer has been one of my personal favorite builds to play since launch, but sadly, it is rarely seen and vastly underappreciated. As a bit of a side effect of people realizing that maybe they don't get quite the performance they thought they did out of other DPS classes, I feel that now is a good time to draw some attention to the Power Engineer. Its simplicity is matched only by its effectiveness, and is a great choice for players seeking a simple-to-play and simple-to-gear power DPS option. Since most of the damage comes from bomb spam, the Power Engineer should be considered a melee power DPS build with some ranged capability. Now before I get into the specifics, I want to make it clear that this is not a 100% optimized build. It is designed to pump out reliable damage with minimal effort. There are many small things you can do that add up to a DPS increase, but sticking to the simple rotation and not fucking up trying to swap through other kits or work in rifle skills will result in an overall better performance for the average player. Now is the era of the bomb kit 1 spam. Now is the era of the casual Power Engineer. Stats are full Berserker's armor, equipped with Scholar runes, full Berserker trinkets, and either a Berserker rifle or pistol shield combo, tricked out with a Force and Air sigil. Since both Engineer and Thief are medium armor classes, if you've already geared to Daredevil, you may have everything but the rifle and shield. Try hard warning. Try hard warning. Now I know I said this wasn't an optimized build, however it is worth mentioning that under optimal circumstances, a Power Engineer will achieve around 105% crit chance, so if you have a Valkyrie amulet or chest piece for some reason lying around, you can pop that bad boy on and enjoy some free vitality. When it comes to food, you can either go with the standard seaweed salad and sharpening stone combo, or if you find it difficult to keep up the seaweed salad bonus for whatever reason, you can substitute it with sweet and spicy butternut squash soup for a smaller but 100% reliable damage increase. For traits, we take explosives, firearms, and tools. Under the explosives trait line, we have evasive powder keg, which drops a bomb when you dodge directly under you. We take glass cannon, which is basically Scholar runes light. We have steel packed powder, which makes all of your explosions cause vulnerability. Shape charge is a flat 10% damage increase. Explosive powder gives you another 10% damage increase, and also makes it so that when you detonate your turrets, they cause a knockback, which is a nice little CC boost. And then finally we take shrapnel. It provides a minor DPS boost in the form of bleeding, but these long-lasting bleed stacks synergize nicely with another trait that we will cover shortly. Under firearms, we have sharpshooter, which provides a chance to bleed on crit, another small DPS boost. Next, we have high caliber. That provides a bonus 10% crit chance if you are within 240 range of an enemy. That also happens to be the standard bomb explosion radius. Hematic focus provides another 10% crit chance against a bleeding foe, which will be every foe. Pinpoint distribution is the empower allies of the condition damage world. It's not a big damage gain for you, but it does slightly increase your passive bleed damage, and any other condition damage applied by the members of your party. Serrated steel makes your bleeds last longer, which helps to ensure permanent bleed uptime with your other passives to trigger hematic focus. And then finally, modified ammo gives you a 2% damage increase per condition applied to the target, which means in a typical group you can count on this being at least a 10% increase. In tools we have optimized activation, and this means you will have some vigor uptime, which translates into more dodges and less time spent not at full stamina. Static discharge gives you a sizable DPS boost from spamming tool belt skills. Mechanized deployment lets you spam those skills more often. Then takedown round gives you a passive DPS increase via timed bomb that triggers when you hit the target when it's above 50% health. Excessive energy gives a 10% damage boost when your stamina is full, which will be very often thanks to your vigor and adrenal implant. That's a 50% additional stamina regen on top of the vigor. Nice. Moving on to utilities, healing turret provides a nice group and self-heal combined with a condition removal. Now there's a little trick to using the heal if you haven't played much engi in the past. So you're going to want to deploy the turret, immediately overload it, and then detonate it. This creates a water field and then blasts it for maximum heals. Next, you have a couple of options. The standard choice would be Grenade Kit. Now for the casual Power Engineer, this is the most common option. The Grenade Kit is your strongest ranged DPS option, and the Grenade Barrage Tool Belt skill provides a nice DPS increase. Alternatively, you could go with a Personal Battering Ram. It's some extra CC with a small DPS loss. The Tool Belt skill has a very short cooldown, which means you lose less DPS than you might think. Do keep in mind that if you take Personal Battering Ram, your only ranged option is going to be to camp Rifle, and Rifle DPS is very poor. A final option to consider is the Elixir Gun. Now, this provides you with a stun break and your group with some condition removal. Try hard warning. If you want to push it to the limit and walk along the razor's edge, you can work in acid bombs to mitigate most of the DPS loss from taking this over the grenade kit. Now this requires you to swap to the elixir gun, activate acid bomb, and then drop your kit midair to cancel the knockback effect on yourself. Never camp the elixir gun. The DPS is atrocious, even compared to the rifle's auto attacks. On to the main event, we have the bomb kit. Now this is your bread and butter. Pretty much if you aren't sitting in bomb kit pressing 1, you're probably losing DPS. The good news is that sitting in bomb kit and pressing 1 is really easy. Next we have the rifle turret. Now the tool belt skill provided from the rifle turret, surprise shot, has a very short cooldown, which means you can proc a shit ton of static discharges. Now the turret itself is junk, but it can be deployed and detonated for some CC. As for your elite skill, you can take pretty much anything you want here. Mortar kit would be the most common choice, as you can get an opening burst off with orbital strike, but after that using it's a DPS loss. It does come with a water field on it if you need some emergency healing, but overall the elite slot is pretty much up to you. The choice between rifle and pistol shield is a purely utilitarian one. Rifle offers a simpler CC route that is off cooldown more often, but it knocks you on your ass. It also has a nice movement skill in the form of jump shot, which is great for getting around an arena quickly. Pistol shield offers a block and a comparable CC potential, but it's on a longer cooldown. However, it will not knock you down. Choose whichever one you think will be most useful to you for your current encounter. The DPS rotation for the casual power engineer is incredibly simple. The general idea is that you sit in bomb kit and press 1 while utilizing your damaging tool belt skills to fire off static discharges. Surprise shot can be used off cooldown, but big ol' bomb and grenade barrage or launch personal battering ram should be saved till just after you finish a bomb kit auto attack so you don't interrupt yourself. If you take mortar kit, precast an orbital strike as an opener or after invuln phases, otherwise just completely ignore it. As a side note, big ol' bomb suffers from bear bow syndrome, and that as a rule, it will fuck up all neatly made stacks of enemies. It will be difficult, but try to control yourself on fights like Gorzaval and Trio. The casual power engineer has a lot of CC potential. The problem is that this CC comes from many sources and takes some setup time. On most bosses this isn't a problem, but there are a few encounters, such as Berg from the Bandit Trio, where it is very difficult to land your full CC combo. The other good news is that other than big ol' bomb and maybe your healing turret, you'll always have all of your CC abilities available because they are a part of your damage rotation. Your quick CC combo is to just use overcharge shot on the rifle, and to deploy and detonate your rifle turret. When you can anticipate a CC bar, you want to save big ol' bomb for that as well. Finally, if you haven't used it already, you can deploy and detonate your healing turret for another little CC boost. Try hard. If you really want to go balls to the wall on CC, you can pull off a combo that totals over 1500 breakbar damage. To do this, you need to take both personal battering ram and elixir X. Lay down your two turrets and the big ol' bomb in anticipation. Once the bar actually appears, detonate your turrets on the target and use personal battering ram and its tool belt skill. Follow this up with a toss elixir X and finish it all off with an overcharge shot, or throw shield / magnetic inversion. Now to recap. This is not an optimized build and there are higher damaging rotations, but camping bomb kit is easy. Wear Berserker everything, or a Valkyrie amulet / chest piece if you're in optimal conditions. Use a rifle or a shield and a pistol. Eat seaweed salad or sweet and spicy butternut squash soup, and use a power sharpening stone. Take explosives, firearms, tools, with the shown traits. Equip grenade kit, or personal battering ram, or elixir gun, and bomb kit and rifle turret, and whatever the hell you want for the elite. To do damage, you press 1 while you're in the bomb kit. Use surprise shot, big ol' bomb, and grenade barrage or launch personal battering ram off cooldown, while trying to time it so that they are used at the end of a bomb auto attack so as not to cancel yourself. To do CC, use overcharge shot or throw shield and magnetic inversion, detonate rifle turret, detonate healing turret, and big ol' bomb. Well, that's the guide. I hope it's inspired some of you to try out the Power Engineer, and I definitely hope to see more engineers in general around in raids.